Huzur would like to add some more about the answer that he gave yesterday to the question of Tahiyya.
What was it? Tell me.
About the reception of thoughts.
If a person can read other person's thoughts.
One can receive.
Yes.
That's right. Did I speak of Hazrat Moses and what happened?
No.
Didn't? Acha. Now, according to God, as we understand the Quran, I mean, there is a communication system between man and God which can be activated. If the system was not within us, how could it be activated? This is what I have been telling you. So we are all humans are equipped with a recipient system. If it doesn't receive messages from abroad, from outside, sometimes it's excited and it brings hallucinations, dreams, and other things that indicate that within the mind is some receptacle or receptive system which receives messages, can receive messages. It has been established that humans can communicate with humans. Scientifically established now. Work is being done in many great universities, whereby I think concentratedly on something, and someone else at a long distance receives the same message. So this has also been employed in war strategies, but USSR and the United States of America are working privately and confidentially on these things. In the Holy Quran we have the incident of Pharaoh and Moses, Hazrat Moses alayhi salatu wasalam. It was decided ultimately that the matter will be resolved in a public display of powers. Pharaoh challenged Hazrat Moses, if you have specific powers from Allah, as you claim, then demonstrate those powers before the entire people of Egypt, not just before me. And to counter him, he thought, of course, that he's a magician. At best he would bring out some miracle, or as he calls it, which in fact will be magic. So he announced in the whole country, all the magicians, the very best ones, should gather together on the day of celebrations. It was an Eid day. Whatever Eid it was, but it was an Eid day for them. And Hazrat Moses said, yes, I'm ready. So when the magicians got together, they had contrived some ways and means to impress people by throwing their ropes and sticks and making them appear like snakes and serpents. Now, I'm demonstrating to you through the help of the Holy Quran that this is genuine, it is not something which you can call superstitious. It exactly happened like this. They threw the sticks and ropes, and suddenly the entire audience, and a large gathering, almost the whole city, and people from different parts of the country were gathered there to watch who wins. And they had prepared already some processions. They thought Moses is nothing. They knew Moses. He was never known to be a magician. So that it is something is in his head, it will be proved to be just meaningless. And everybody would laugh at him, and then we'll have a procession in honor of our magicians and in honor of Pharaoh. So when they threw these ropes, everybody was impressed. Ropes and sticks, whatever they were, they appeared to be like serpents, kannaha, tasa, as if they were moving about. But this was not what actually happened. No magic can change the nature of things. created by God. It's impossible. So that is very important, which you should remember. What happened was, the Holy Quran says, Saharu ayun an-nase. See? Ayun an-nase, not the ropes. Yukhayyalu قال ألقوا فلما ألقوا سحروا أعين الناس واسترهبوهم وجاءوا بسحر عظيم. And they made them afraid, overawed by what they saw. أعين الناس. And then قال بل ألقوا فإذا حبالهم وعصيهم يخيل إليه من سحرهم أنها تسعى. يخيل إليه من سحرهم أنها تسعى. It was not, they were not moving about. They were just stationary. But because of their spell on the eyes of Hazrat Moses and the mind of Hazrat Moses, they looked like moving about. So no magic can change the creation of God. Remember this. Only mind is influenced. And that power of mind is in fact created for the sake of God. God created it for Himself and for mankind so that He could communicate with them. And Moses got afraid. Allah said, don't be afraid. Throw what is in your hand. And then he threw the asa. That asa swallowed not the ropes, but what they have fabricated. They had fabricated an imagination. So this is how you understand the whole thing. Because the power of God was overwhelming. It captured the whole imagination of the whole people, Pharaoh included. Suddenly, the spell cast by the Pharaoh's magicians disappeared into thin air. They began to see whatever it was. So the magicians knew it better than anybody else, that Moses had no personal power. Because had he that power, he could not have received the spell of the magicians. That is the reason why they were convinced that he is from God. It's an established phenomenon. All people who know this subject know that if, suppose any person, number A, is influenced by the powerful mind of another person, it is impossible for him to overwhelm the mind which has already captured him. Is completely helpless. So they saw Moses having received the spell of their magic. He himself was afraid. He saw as if the ropes and the sticks had become snakes. But suddenly, everybody's spell was finished. So they knew the science of this, and they knew it could not have happened because it is impossible for a man to have fallen under the spell of somebody else and yet cast it away. This is not possible. So their prostration before God was a genuine prostration. They saw a sign of Allah which other people could not understand. It was a great sign. So this communication system that I'm coming to is created in every man. But it is for man to polish, to reach God. When he's true, when he loves God and wants to communicate with Him, he prays, of course. How could he receive the message? If it is through ordinary vibration, then everybody would hear the message. If it is the vibration in the air which conveys God's message to man, then everybody would share that. So the only message which is silent is that message which I have demonstrated to you through the Quran, which can reach from mind to mind without any sound, without any noise. So ilham and wahi and kashaf are the three modes of communication between God and man. And whatever is created in man's brain. The quality of the brain is highly important. That is how we started this discussion. The quality of brain is extremely important because if it is more powerful and clear, and if it is the brain of a true man, then his reception would be the best. When Allah uses that brain to convey something, it's the brain which works. So, like I told you, the radio set, if it is weak, it's no fault of the transmitting station. The power of the transmitting station will remain the same. One receiving set is weak, it will hear noises and also some messages. Other is more powerful, it will receive clearly. So therein lies the beauty of the mind of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah Sallam. It was so pure, so clean, so powerful, so well directed towards God. Like antennas, are directed towards the station. And so true. It couldn't receive anything false because falsehood which appears in the ilham or anything rises from within. It doesn't come from outside. And confusion also rises from within. So if it is a clear mind, which is also absolutely true, nothing from one's umniya can enter the wahi. Then it's only Allah. That is why the Holy Quran is so different from the other divine revelations, although they were also divine revelations, but it's no fault of God. It is the difference of the receiving sets. Otherwise this will remain a problem not to be resolved. People, the atheists can say, what do you mean everyone receives message from Allah? The message of Gita is differently styled, the message of Old Testament and different prophets, they have their own distinct character and stamp. The message of Jesus Christ is differently worded and styled, and the message of the Quran is so different. So it is the Prophet's status and his clarity, his dedication, his loyalty to God, which when perfected as it was perfected in Muhammad Rasulullah Sallam, it reached a stage of beauty which was never displayed before by any other Prophet of God. Is this the question you asked?
Yeah.
Yes, please. Thank you.